Hey guys, it's Michelle with Women Who Wow, the online alliance of seriously driven women entrepreneurs, where women entrepreneurs come to be encouraged, empowered, and equipped to create the wild success they want without compromising the things that are most important to them. So I am excited to be here. I am in sort of a really high vibe state. I have Women Who Wow Live coming up in Nashville, Tennessee. It's going to be absolutely off the chart. So I'm kind of really excited. I actually fly out tomorrow morning. So I always have that little bit of angst of leaving my family. Right? I always have that angst of, oh my gosh, I'm going to be leaving. I'm not going to be with my family. I'm not going to be at home and all of that. But this time in particular, I am so excited about what's waiting for us in Nashville, Tennessee. And I wanted to pop in and address something that I feel like is a big deal for women entrepreneurs right now. And if you'll excuse me, I just want to share this to my personal page really fast. And I'm going to see if I can share it just on my timeline so that we can make sure everyone who needs to see this sees this. And right now, if you guys want to share it, that would be great as well. Okay, so I was just saying how excited I am to be heading out tomorrow for Nashville, Tennessee for Women Who Wow Live circa 2018. And we have some amazing women entrepreneurs joining us. And there's this one thing that I feel like is really dramatically impacting the women entrepreneur movement, the women entrepreneur communities, right? Frankly, it can divide some women entrepreneur communities because there's some of us, and I find I'm in this camp a lot of the time, that really embrace the hustle, right? It's just who we are. It's not about all the time like what we feel like doing. Like we have a drive about us. We've got a commitment to something bigger than us. And so we sort of embrace the hustle. There's another camp that frankly I'm also a part of, right? It's where we really want to have a flow-based business. And so flow is sort of the new buzzword for women entrepreneurs. And I have seen so many women entrepreneurs wrestle with this. I have to say something, Melanie. I checked the mail late last night and I got your gift. And it took me a little bit because I couldn't find the note in the gift. And so I just want to say thank you. Women Who Wow are the best. And I just want to say thank you to Melanie for the gift I got in the mail. It obviously will come into it will be very useful to me tomorrow. So thank you. So push versus flow, right? So some people are embracing that hustle and the push, and other people are like, no, I want to flow. I want to flow. I want to flow. And I don't want to push, and I don't want to be uncomfortable and all of that. And so I have frankly found myself in both camps. I have no, allergy to hustle or push, right? It's like that's just not who I am. I've always been a hustler. I've always been willing to do what it takes. My motto has always been, there's something that can be done by me today, right? Regardless of what the diagnosis is, regardless of what the challenge is, regardless of what's going on. There's always something that can be done by me today. So I'm not at all allergic to the hustle. However, I'm 41 years old. I have 3 teenagers. One's 20 and then almost 18 next month and then 16. So 3 kids, a husband that I'm desperately in love with, although I do want to tell you a story about him. We got in this massive fight on Sunday, but I'll tell you that in a minute. So, I have these things that really are occupying my heart, right? And I am sort of unwilling to push myself to the degree that would require me to, give up time with my family or abandon the kids or my husband or whatever. I'm just really flat out unwilling to do that. I'm not willing to push to that extent. And I have been a little bit more open to that flow-based way of doing business, to allowing business to be easy, to expecting business to be easy, to expecting sales and marketing and opportunities and media and all of that to be easy. And so I find myself sort of, as my mom would say, like straddling the fence between hustle and flow. And my mom would tell me, Michelle, she would say, you must be getting splinters. And when she says you must be getting splinters, it's because you've been riding the fence too long, right? You haven't really hopped on one side or the other. It's not a phrase of endearment, right? In other words, it's like, get off the pot and, and pick a side. But I've been kind of straddling those two sides, and I wanted to just share this and see where I come out with the push versus flow. So the real challenge is, when do we show up and hustle, and when do we hold tight? When do we push beyond what we feel like doing, what is really comfortable for us, what is really, frankly, a push, whether physically or emotionally or whatever, and how this hustle and push intersects with the new entrepreneurial term of flow, which is actually, I think there's a book written maybe 2 decades ago called Flow, and it really kind of talked a little bit about this. But I've heard a lot of women push against the push, right? And they want to do what they're inspired to do and nothing else. They want to do what they feel like doing and nothing else. And when it comes to the push, they push back against that as if, and this is, I guess, where I kind of come into a little bit of a hesitancy, right? Because they are partly they're right, but the other part is, I'm not willing to do it if it's not easy, if it's not super flow, if it's not easy, I'm not willing to do it. Here's the thing: you often enter that super flow when you've pushed through the zone of comfort, right? I can get into my zone. If you've ever done this, you can do this a lot, like with cleaning your house. I don't really clean my house, but cleaning out a closet, going through clothes or whatever. It's never something that you feel like you love to do, but it's something that once you get into it, you start getting into a flow of it, right? Work is the same way. The question, and this is the answer to flow versus push, the question really is, not what do I feel like doing today, what feels easy today, right? But what is the outcome that I've committed to require me to do right now? In other words, there's a journal prompt I use, like, what would the Michelle 5 years from me be super excited I did today, right? What would the Michelle a year from now be thankful that I did today? It's about the outcome. It's about going to the outcome, not whether it's push or whether it's flow or whether it's easy or whether it's tough, but what is the outcome that you committed to require of you to do? Debbie from Canada says, I find that I can do stuff I don't want to do if the reward is attractive enough. Absolutely, right? It's the outcome focus. It's the fact that you're looking towards something that is bigger than how you feel right now. It's a feel versus a commitment to something greater than how you feel. We don't ask these questions, by the way, like women entrepreneurs ask these questions regarding business. We don't ask these questions about our kids, right? When our kids need us, we're just there. When we're tired, when we're sick, it doesn't matter, right? I remember years ago, CJ was he was no longer nursing, but I guess he was maybe almost 3. And I went through a summer, and we kind of jokingly now call it the summer sickness. But I went through 29 days where I couldn't eat. I couldn't hold down fluid. I was vomiting all the time. And the worst part was I was in tremendous pain. And I'm talking, I had natural childbirth. I'm talking abdominal pain that was way worse than childbirth. And it was constant. And so I went in and out of hospitals because I would always sign myself out against medical advice. Which is a whole different story, but I wanted to find an answer, and no one really had an answer for me until I went to my acupuncturist. But during that time, the first time I went to the hospital, they rolled me out in this wheelchair. I couldn't stand because my stomach muscle had been thrown up for so long. I couldn't stand, and I was hunched over, and they were like, "Oh, honey," like rub my back, "go home and get some rest." I remember saying, like, and this is exactly what I said. I said, you go home and get rest. Like, I've got 3 kids at home. There is no rest. There's no rest for me at home, right? And so I was really frustrated. But with the feel versus the commitment, the flow versus the commitment greater than how I feel, that's our kids. We don't even question that kind of stuff. In marriage, like, love is a commitment. On Sunday, I was so frustrated with my husband. Like, literally, I was like, screw you and the horse you rode in on too, right? And when I screw you and the horse you rode in on, like, we're bad. We're bad off. We're in a bad argument. And so it was a bad argument. I felt like killing him, but I didn't. Thankfully. No, but I love the man, right? Love is a commitment. I'm committed to my marriage above like how I feel in any given moment, right? Fitness is the same way. Often I feel like sitting on the couch because I wake up early, or because I'm upset over something with the kids, or it's a rainy day and I don't want to go out and I feel like sitting on the couch. That's what feels like flow. My commitment to health and my own health and wellness has me at the gym, right? So that's where the flow versus the push comes in. In business, it's the same thing. It is like, okay, I recognize how I feel in this moment, but what would my commitment to the outcome I want have me do, right? It's about going to the commitment, because when you push past, as Debbie said, like when you push past that zone of, I don't really feel like it. Should I do it? Should I get dressed? Should I get off the couch? When you get past that, you can quickly enter that flow zone. I remember my first roommate in college, we would run, and she would say to me, you know, she was a runner in high school, and I didn't do that, but you know, we would jog, and I'd be like, I don't feel like it, and she'd say, hey, you'll soon hit your like runner's stride, like you'll get a runner's high. In other words, you push past what you feel like you don't want to do, and all of a sudden you're in a flow zone, right? All of a sudden you are you're in a super flow moment. You're running faster and longer and harder than you ever thought that you could. Same thing is at play in our business, right? So when you're considering, should I push forward with this? Should I do something that's a little bit uncomfortable? Should I stay put? Should I let this be easy? And then you ask, like, what is the outcome that you are committed to? What does that outcome require of you today? Sometimes it is to allow it to be easy, right? This whole year for me has been about allowing business to be easy, allowing events to be easy, allowing business to be easy, allowing content to be easy, allowing the media to be easy, just like allowing it to be easy and expecting it to be easy, right? And so sometimes it's like, could I do XYZ the way I used to maybe up sales or whatever? And the answer is yes, but it's not aligned for me to do so, because the outcome I'm going for isn't like right now money to pay my bills. The outcome I'm going for is to build my business in a certain way so that I love it more every single day, right? So that is really the question. If you are deciding between push and flow, if you are like me, you've been riding the fence, and I think it's okay to kind of topple between push and flow, because pushing often gets to the flow. But always ask the question, what would the outcome that I'm committed to require of me today? The same way you do with your kids, the same way you do with your husband, the same way, you know, that you should do and could do in your business. All right, guys, I will see some of you guys in Nashville, Tennessee, and others I will see soon. You guys don't even know it, but I am coming to a few other locations in the United States, and I'm super pumped about that. And I'll talk with you guys soon. Bye.